Alright, so we are back with even more Forza Horizon stuff. So when I did the last video that you guys saw, they actually dropped more stuff. So you know what? Let's just jump straight into it, and then we can talk about some stuff after that. Because I still haven't seen this.
How players received previous games. How
I think I saw something about the urban area, but not much else than that.
Resonates. What is it that maybe looks like a really great idea on paper, but just doesn't get picked up when it's actually playable on the sticks. And the thing that we see again and again and again is that feeling of movement between spaces, and moving between a desert and a different kind of desert. That's a very ephemeral change. But moving from the suburbs into downtown, that is immediate. Coming out of an alley, which is super narrow, onto a 4-lane major road through the middle of a city, that is immediate. And
this, as you can see as well, is from IGN's channel. So if you guys want to see the whole video, go over there and check it out.
Changes create the sense that this map is rich and full of things to do. And I think that was
Playground Games' largest and densest map to date. We've known too that Playground Games' version of Tokyo City is set to be the biggest urban space the team has ever made, and 5 times larger than Forza Horizon 5's Guanajuato. Seeing it in person, however, is something else, and obviously extremely exciting. My own first showcase of the game in action featured a beaming red GR-GT, the cover car for Forza Horizon 6, threading its way from the map's southern end to the north, up through the outskirts of Tokyo area.
Many components to it that, I mean, Japan has been a location we've wanted to do, and it's been on our shortlist for a number of games. But I think this was the first time that we felt that we could take a shot at it. That the fear was healthy rather than an actual panic response.
Yeah, and I guess in terms of, obviously each location offers kind of like new challenges and obviously new gameplay and new experiences, but for this one, Japan had a lot of challenges that we had to kind of figure out, and
so a lot of this stuff as well we've seen before, like
approach and try to solve, and that was kind of one of
the captions of this
things that, at least for myself, intrigued me to kind of like tackle Japan as a location.
One significant rule that the Playground team took specific care to abide by was the fact that simply transplanting the Horizon Festival to Japan and dusting their hands couldn't be enough. As highly desired as the location was, it could never be the only thing Forza Horizon 6 brought to the table. Happily, Elliot points out that the location does, in fact, give the team a lot of scope to make new features, which is something he cares deeply about.
A lot of the discussions that we had all the way back in concept for this project were around, is it just Japan? Is it a previous game that is on a new map? And our games are never like that. We always iterate, we always innovate, we always kind of introduce new features and push the game forward. So certainly from a design point of view, we were very careful and very aware of the fact that we needed to think about this as a game that was set in Japan, rather than that being almost like a core part of what the game would be. Like, couldn't rely on it being
and roads, which both offer huge challenges for our team technically, and gameplay wise. It was those things, and also we have the
Okay, so let's just break it off a little bit there and kind of talk about some stuff. So I saw some of you guys mention that the roads weren't narrow enough, and I kind of am with that, because if you guys have played Driftmaster, the JDM game that released last year, I think, that had really narrow streets, which I liked. I enjoyed that. I kind of felt that it was accurate, and I'm not going to say 100% I know that that is accurate, but it felt accurate to the Japanese roads. They are quite a bit smaller, they use smaller cars, yada yada. But I do think that a game like Forza that's like catering to the entire audience, whether it's young people, older people, middle-aged people of different skill sets, I think that doing that narrow street, JDM Driftmaster, that game was catering to a specific audience that is like into the Japanese drift style, which in terms make it a lot easier to do like the accurate stuff that people want. But when it comes to Forza, it's such a broad player base that I don't think everyone's gonna like the fact that the roads get more narrow. Now, as I said, I would love the roads to be more narrow, but I think out of their perspective, that is not going to work for the entire audience. I think that is why we're not seeing, well, why we're seeing quite a normal roads, if that makes sense. Because they don't seem to have changed much in size compared to like Forza Horizon 5, Forza Horizon 4. I think they were a bit smaller in Horizon 4 since it was in Great Britain, but still, regardless, they were quite decent still. Now, also, we talked about this at some point as well, that the sense of speed is not really there. And it's the same thing there, though. Sort of. I don't think you're ever going to get the sense of speed that we want from a arcade game. Okay? And if we take No Hesi, for example, or Assetto Corsa, No Hesi is a mod in terms of that, but still, the sense of speed there is really, really good. But it's also a simulation game, which kind of makes sense why it's good. If we take Cork Street, which is that's a arcade game, I feel like the sense of speed was quite alright in that game. Now, it's been a while since I played that, so I vaguely remember, but I think it was quite alright. But I feel like it's very hard for them to make that sense of speed fall in line. Because then we're back to the same thing with the broad audience or player base. That going to cater to everyone? The prior Forza games have done really well because they're very, very user friendly and like beginner friendly, I guess. And I think that's what they're gonna keep going for in terms of that. So that is something to keep in mind. Sadly, I would have loved to see more narrow roads, like greater sense of speed. That would have been such a big game changer for the game. I think majority of the people would like it, but it's also majority of the people that have been looking forward to Japan, if that makes sense. I think this is also gonna bring in a lot of new players into the game, but we'll see.
By crossing the iconic Rainbow Bridge. The
Rainbow Bridge is sick.
Also home to Forza Horizon 6's ode to the famous Daikoku parking area, the real-life 24-hour highway rest stop that attracts and hosts a regular stream of the coolest cars in Japan, and has become regarded as the best car park in the world. The team confirms this is definitely not the only car park in the game either. Apparently, there are a lot more. There's not always a feature tied to them, but alongside the reappearance of petrol stations on the map for the first time since Forza
I love the whole thing
3,
with like
they
car
help the
parks
world
and
feel
stuff like
more
that.
rich and authentically car adjacent. The final district of Forza Horizon 6's Tokyo City is the downtown area, which contains not only the distinct neon elements of Shibuya and Akihabara, but also a clean and crisp commercial and banking area. So
it's gonna be
even
interesting to
within
see
this single
these
district,
cities
there
in
will
like
be
nighttime as
multiple
well, see if
different
they've done
settings.
something
It's
different
in
with
the
that.
downtown area that Assetto notes you'll also see more in-world Horizon Festival branding presence. Inspired by the sorts of banners and signage a real-world city would hang and display in certain ways if it were hosting an event like Forza Horizon is not GTA. By having Horizon infrastructure within the city, though, Playground can keep people in there and safe from cars, but players can still see a populated city. For the first time,
The engine sounds as well is something I do want to check out after this, so we can kind of get into that as well, because I don't think that's what we're gonna like.
has been split into two.
I don't think we're gonna get what we want there, unfortunately.
Yeah, we have a team making our city specifically, and a lot of that is, it's our biggest city we've ever made. It is 5 times larger than the last city we made in Guanajuato. And then Tokyo, just as a city itself,
5 times
it's
larger
so
is a lot, though.
layered and so detailed. much more than anything we've done in the past. And to make Tokyo City for Forza Horizon, we really need a dedicated team. It covers everything from roads, buildings, foliage, terrain. Tokyo has all of it, where and almost equal parts in it. It's just such a big biome that it just kind of warranted its own team.
Driving around in Tokyo City, what strikes me is just how immersed I feel in a place.
That is the sick thing though, with making an entire team work on one specific spot. It becomes like kind of a small game almost.
Because it's the city, it feels radically different. I think one of the things that excited the cars, roads and the quite narrow.
The team's done an amazing job, and
Japan is made up of 5 further biomes: the Japan Alps, the Highlands, low mountains,
The Alps I'm very interested in.
plains, and the coast. The Alps are
And
the
the
highest
coast as
point
well,
on the
though,
map, and they're an area of permanent snow that reminds me a lot of Forza Horizon 3's Blizzard Mountain expansion. The area includes a ski resort with working chairlifts and an interpretation of the Tateyama Kurobe Alpine route and its towering corridor of snow walls. Yes, you can jump over it. We asked, and the Playground Games team
What?
instantly
Okay.
obliged. Tokyo City seems tiny in the distance from the Alps, which seems fabulous for the sense of scale here. The Highlands is the next step down, which Arceta points out took a lot of inspiration from the Venus Line, or Venus Skyline as it's sometimes called, one of the most scenic driving roads in Japan.
I feel like the
These rolling
Highlands is
hills
where
appear
I'm gonna spend a
draped in
lot
sea
of time though.
Suzuki grass. We're also promised cows, but we don't get to spot any today. Next are the low mountains, which Arceta describes as the transitory biome between all places, stitching the map together. This will be the home.
I just want to say, because we did see that in one of the first trailers, the garage one, that bikes might be possible in this game. And the reason for that was that there was a bike parked, or motorcycle parked beside one of the cars in the garage. If that is the case, I feel like I'm going to have a field day with that, you know, and a lot of people as well.
Of toge racing through dense tree corridors and tunnels. He notes that he thinks there'll be more trees in this map than probably a few games combined, with the extra headroom now afforded by not shipping on previous generation consoles. Forza Horizon 6's trees
awesome.
are rendered deep into the distance, which the team states is crucial to achieving the aesthetic of Japan, but couldn't be done before. Finally, there's the coast with its picturesque rock formations and ocean, and the plains, which
It is looking
portions of
beautiful
rural
though, I
Japan.
have to say.
We're shown a quaint shrine perched in the middle of a soggy field. In this case, it's loomed over by a stretch of raised Shinkansen track, ready for a bullet train to blaze over. The juxtaposition between the traditional and modern worlds is an interesting one. It's important to note, however, that the map itself is not simply broken up into Tokyo City and 5 other zones. This time around, biomes are elevation-based, which Arceta explains is a totally different approach from past games, which typically slice the environment into separate chunks. That is, desert here, rainforest there, and so on.
Yeah, I think it makes this map super unique. Past biomes in past games were quite region locked or separated. I mean, we still have a few regions that exist in certain areas. So we have our Alps up in the north, and then we have our Tokyo City down in the south. But all the biomes
I don't think you can change that around though, to be honest. If you put the Alps down south, it doesn't really make sense. So
it really changes.
I feel like that's kind of obvious though.
And we could only do it this way because our map is so vertical, like it's so elevated. And when we're doing our research on Japan, that elevation just, the biome just changed that way. So it's authentic, and it really, I found that it made you stick to the roads.
Authentic is kind of what I was looking for there as well.
Verticality.
According to Arceta, blending portions of the different biomes all over the map also made them more conscious about introducing subtle differences to define areas which otherwise sit under the same biome umbrella.
So we have plains, for an example, and those are dotted around actually all over the map. But it also got us thinking, well, how can we change these plains up in each kind of location? Sure, it's the same biome, but it just kind of led us to all these kind of micro nuanced changes within biomes. So we have our low mountains, which is almost like the glue that kind of ties all the biomes together. You're either transitioning up to the highlands, or you're going down to the plains, or you're going up to the Alps, but you're always kind of traveling.
We know you have the, I don't remember what it's called now. I'm gonna call it the playground. The, you know, the big house that you buy. But I would love, since we are tourists from the start, I would love if we're able to rent houses in the beginning of the game until we're able to unlock the actual house. That would be sick. Though I don't think that's gonna happen, but I would love to see it.
Through low mountains, and it was one of the things that we wanted to tackle to just make sure to give each area its own identity. So if you're going up this one tollgate road, it feels different from the one down south of the map.
It's the downhill stretch for the Playground Games team now, and it won't be long until the entire Forza Horizon community
That track
is
looks
unleashed
sick.
upon the brand new world the crew has crafted. Arceta can't wait to hear what players from Japan itself think of Forza Horizon 6.
For myself, and I've seen some of this with footage we released, it's when someone from Japan plays the game, is like, that looks like just down the street from me. You know, I've been here. And I think even if it's not a landmark, it's just a regular street, and that makes me super happy when people respond that way.
Elliot is in agreement, but would also love to hear that people from outside Japan find it immersive in their own ways.
I would
Oh,
love
yeah.
it if people who would love to go and live a year of their life in Japan vicariously have that experience through the thing that we've made. I still am delighted to find bits of Horizon 4's map. Even
Okay, so just to kind of check it out real fast before we end the video. This is kind of the sounds that we're getting now, and I kind of wanted to glance over this real quick, because I don't think we are gonna get that much of a different engine sounds in the cars this time around either. They said they improved it. I don't have that high expectations, because the V8s, the V12s, the V10s are very lackluster in a lot of games, and I think it's gonna continue like that for quite a while, sadly. 4 cylinders, you can make 4 cylinders sound very good in the games. But I mean, this one especially, look, the GTR, it does sound better. This one definitely sounds better than it used to. Evo sounds kind of cool, but I feel like we're still lacking something. We're not seeing a lot of V8s here either. As I said that, but still. So here we can actually get quite a... I think the new one sounds better though, but I'm not entirely sure around that whole thing. What did I just... Anyway, I'm still excited for the game. There is a lot of stuff that I think would have made such a more authentic game, if that makes sense. But I still think the game is gonna turn out really fine. And Japan is such a big thing that people wanted for so long. But yeah, there is stuff that could have been better, I would say. But honestly, let's not take that away from the game, because I think the game is going to turn out awesome anyway. And I really hope so, at least. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If there is any more stuff coming out, I'm definitely going to check it out. So by all means, leave your thoughts, leave your comments down below. I always read them, always want to check them out, respond to you guys and see what you have to say about it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one, and goodbye.